I remember everything you and Jerry have ever said to me. I swear to you. Like, it just goes in a box.
He's an idiot.
Hi, you kind of said we were talking about Jerry Seinfeld, and he's an idiot.
I said he's an idiot.
Yeah, you did.
I'm not a yes man to him. Everybody else is a yes man, but not me.
That's why you don't talk to him more than twice a year. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest today is, you hate the word legend.
Yeah,
kind of is an insult.
It's stupid, isn't it?
It's just like, you just say old.
There's an old man here.
Yeah.
He's been in the business over 30 years.
Yeah.
And I've been in business over 40 years. Pretty soon, close to 50 years, 48 years this year.
Damn. He's a legend.
I'm a legend.
What is Same joke. He's from Chicago. He had the number one 9:30 show on the Strip in Las Vegas.
You got it all wrong, right? It's the 10 p.m. show, the best 10 p.m. show in Las Vegas.
And that was from a magazine called?
It's a newspaper, the whole newspaper in Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Didn't you make up the review?
I made the shit up about the number one best show in town. All that, yeah. Best 10 p.m. I'm a marketing guy. I'm full of bullshit. That's what if you don't promote yourself, who else is going to promote you? Don't you have the best show on Netflix right now?
Yeah.
I'm talking to you, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, aren't you crazy?
It's ranked
good?
number 4, though. I can't say it's not the number 1.
Forget about number 1. To you and me right now, it's number 1.
You goddamn right.
Yeah. See,
in all of comedy. Yes.
See, there you go.
On the Strip.
And I'm from Atlanta, by the way.
He's from Atlanta, and then he lived in Chicago, and he's had an incredible life, and it's very interesting. And he's got good blocks. But before that, we're going to talk some shit about experiences and friends that we have in common.
Let's do that.
All right. You said something, and you're claiming I don't think you made it up, but you don't remember. We're talking about a legend, Richard Pryor.
He's a legend.
Okay. He's legitimately a legend.
He's number 1 and number 1A.
Yeah, you believe that in terms of stand-up?
He's number 1 and 1A for me, because I got George Carlin to deal with for me, okay? So between Richard and George Carlin, let's just say both number 1.
So do you say that as, like, because someone would go, oh, he's a hater because he won't say Dave or Chris or Bill Burr, and is it like my generation?
It's my generation.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali is the greatest boxer ever, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
You
lucked out on that because he is. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well,
he is your generation.
I looked out on Richard too, and I looked out on George Carlin. For me, you ask me.
Why? Give me your reasoning.
Well, Richard Pryor was actually the first guy to just bring everybody together, the blacks and the whites, and off his head and what he thought, what he grew up with, and also being honest with himself.
More than Dick Gregory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just because I wasn't there and I only know them secondhand.
Yeah, way more than Dick Gregory. And George Carlin's just absolutely brilliant, man. I was reading his book called, I think it's Brain Droppings.
Brain Droppings, yeah.
And I just put the famous, I can't read this shit. I can't do this because everything you think you may have thought of was already in the book.
Right.
It was something simple like, he said, what do they say operators are standing by? They're not standing by. I read it, I put the book down. No, I don't want to read no more because whatever I think I thought of, George Carlin already did it.
Making you feel bad.
Yeah, making me feel real bad. Like you too. I was watching you the other night, I'm going like, oh my God. I'm intimidated right now, to be honest.
Should be.
I'm not really intimidated. I still say fuck you, but I mean as far as...
No, but there's a respect to the fuck you.
You're so brilliant, Neal.
Thank you, buddy. I can't even express my gratitude for you saying that.
Well, you can say thank you twice.
No, I can't.
Okay.
I would. I can't even get there. But you said the reason I bring up Richard Pryor is because you were at the Comedy Store every night-ish when he was developing Live on the Sunset Strip?
Live on Sunset, yeah.
And his process, as you remember it, was what?
His process was to go on stage with nothing. And when I say zero, below that. Below that. And we go like, and this is Richard Pryor after the other albums, and it's looking like, oh, he don't got it this time. He don't got it
He's
this
out.
time.
He's clean out, yeah.
Yeah. And come back to second night.
He would eat shit for how long?
A week and a half.
But like he'd do an hour? He
would stay up there and eat shit. For an hour, and then the comics in the back just going,
we got him.
Finally, he's down on our level. And he do it in the third week, you go, well, at least it's better than it was the last 2 weeks.
Right.
And the fourth week, you go, well, hey, it's coming together. And the fifth week, and the sixth week, and about the 12th week, live where? On Sunset. It's going like, holy shit.
But at the beginning, it was
Nothing.
just atrocious.
Nothing. And people would shout out, do Mudbone, do this, the other. I ain't doing no
Please
Mudbone.
take us out of our
It was
misery.
the worst time. And I don't know whether he felt bad about it, but he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
He had to start from zero and go up.
Would it be like bad versions of what became good, or he would start on one premise and then one part of it would work that he didn't expect and he'd go into that?
Everything you could think of. It's just like we do. You start with a bit. Every night I start with a bit, don't get nothing. I actually tell the people that needs work.
Yeah.
And I'll work on it, and maybe in 6 months. Sometimes it takes a year or two.
Yeah.
To perfect a joke, or 3 years to know where to put it in place. But Richard did all of that, man. He was like putting pieces together. And, he had Mooney and everybody.
Paul Mooney, yeah.
Yeah, then put everything together after okay, let's try it this way, let's try it that way. Then they put everything together, and man, what a blending.
The story I've heard is that Mooney helped him sort of be more Malcolm X-y, for lack of a better categorization, more like a little more militant.
Maybe so, because that was Mooney's attitude.
Yeah.
That
still was.
Mooney's, still was.
Till the bitter end.
Till the day he died.
Yeah.
Sometimes Mooney was, I thought Mooney was mean sometimes, and I didn't know how to deal with him because I don't deal with personalities, because one day Mooney would speak to you, the next day he wouldn't, with his head up in the air. And I thought that was, I'm a nice guy, and I'm used to everybody being nice every day.
Yeah.
And sometimes he could be like that. He could be really, really mean and nasty.
Now imagine you're a white person, and that was me dealing with Paul Mooney. Because it's just
because he would do you too, right?
Yeah, I was like, Mooney, didn't me and Dave put you on TV?
White people love Wayne Brady because he makes Brian Gumble look like Malcolm X.
And then he just like, no, I don't care. He didn't ever say that, but I'm just saying, like,
but you felt it.
Oh,
I don't
energetically, it was.
When he would be on stage, sometimes he would talk about white people like, I think they would get up and walk out. Back in the day, would get up and walk out. It was so bad,
Yeah.
And I was going, boy, his attitude is really strange to hate white people that much, and then we walk out on the street. He'd be with white people.
He'd be with a white woman, is what you're trying to say.
With a white woman, yeah.
Yeah. No, he did. He loved white people and he hated them in equal measure.
That's so true.
And I wasn't even mad at it. So, all right, let's give people a backstory who've never heard of you.
Because a lot of people never heard of me. I'm still new, dude. Even though I'm a legend, I'm still new.
To some people, yeah.
To a lot of people.
Yeah, to a lot of people. So who are you?
Okay, I'm Henry Wallace. I'm George Henry Wallace, okay?
Great.
You don't hear that before, do you?
Is that your real name? Or that's
my real name.
Great.
So when I came out here in 1977, George Wallace was already in the Union, and I had to choose another name. I wasn't smart enough to put George Henry Wallace, but I just changed the whole name because my dad was George Wallace.
George Wallace is a good name.
And plus, there was a time I just come out of college, and my nickname was Governor, so I was pleased with the name George Wallace. Make it a good name.
Fantastic. And you cleaned it up.
I cleaned it up, and it's pretty cool that I got the name.
Yeah.
And people ask me to change my name, and I'm meeting people with crazy names like mine. We have a comedian friend named Lipshit, and you think he did change his name. Then I met a guy named Dr. F.O.G. in Washington, D.C., good friend of mine, Dr. F.A.G.O.T.
No.
I swear to God.
You're not going to trick me into saying that.
Huh? Listen
not
to me.
These days.
Listen to me. These days. You can Google him if you want to.
I believe it.
He's a doctor. And I said, you ever think about changing that? Let's just change it to forgot that you can't.
Can't do it.
He says he's proud to be one.
All right. So you started comedy where?
Catch a Rising Star in New York City.
The year?
1976.
Did the open mic?
Yes, Monday night.
And who was the MC?
Richard Belzer.
Pretty good MC. And
yes.
who else was on the show?
Jewish kid became my good friend. I don't like to mention his name, but we were there the same night.
Sure.
And 47 years, we're still running the streets in New York City, sometimes doing 3 or 4 shows. And
talking about Jerry Seinfeld from Seinfeld.
From Seinfeld.
And you guys drove out here together, right?
Well, first of all, we became roommates for 13 years. A lot of people don't know that. I'm the real roommate for 13
Oh, you're
years.
the real, got it.
I'm the real roommate for 13 years.
Where do you guys live?
We lived at 129 West 81st Street.
You were roommates in New York?
Yeah, we started together, Catch a Rising
No,
Star.
I know, but I thought you were roommates out here.
Well, when he moved out here, we were roommates for a minute, until he found a better place.
He got his act together?
Yeah, until he got his act together.
You guys drove out here together, correct?
Yes, we did. And
in a Ford LT, what kind of car was it?
It actually was a 76 Lincoln.
Continental?
Continental, yeah. Some kind of
Continental.
Ford, yeah.
That's a big car.
That was a big car. But it wasn't. It was the two-door.
Oh, great.
The
All right,
two-door,
that's more
the
reasonable.
coupe, yeah.
Still
And,
probably bigger than most cars today.
It's still three smart cars.
Yeah,
You put
for
two
real.
smart. That's true, Neil. You could put there's 3 smart cars on there.
And the story I love telling people is, if you would mind doing the honors, that you and Jerry went to a fortune teller, palm reader.
I think her name was Miss Mary or something like that.
On Melrose?
On Melrose Avenue. We were walking, and comedians are crazy. Go, oh my God, there's a psychic. Let's go over there and fuck with her. Not believing anything's going to come out of it. Just going over $5, whatever it was. We're not going to do anything. Let's go. We went over there, and the lady started reading my palm. She said, "Oh my God, you're gonna make a lot of money." That's what she said to me. And I'm looking at Jerry like, "You're gonna make a lot of money." And then I said, "You go." He said, "No, I'm not gonna go." I said, "You go." And I pushed him over there, and the lady read his palm, and she looked at me, and she says, "Oh my God, I thought he was gonna make a lot of money. You're really gonna," and then I got pissed. I really got pissed, but I didn't know at the time. She was so right. We should go over there.
She's the greatest psychic maybe of all time.
As far as I'm concerned. But she was right. I made a lot of money. She was definitely right. Let me put it like this. I made enough money.
Right. He made a lot of money.
He made a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I do the same thing he does. Now,
Right.
I don't have the jet, but he has the jet.
Right.
So-
You have United.
No, I use his jet.
Do you really?
Yeah, why not? He says to me the other day, "You need to get your own plane." I'm going, "What's wrong with this one?" So, so it's an honor and a pleasure. He's that good to me. He's my best friend. You can't imagine what a friend. I wish everybody had a friend like Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry is not my best friend. He is a
He
friend.
ain't nobody's best friend
Except yours?
except me.
Great. I'm not going to interrupt
He's
that.
an introvert. He's totally introverted. He's on that spectrum where he doesn't do well with people, but he's getting better.
What I was going to say is he's a friend, but he's a good texter back. He's solid. He's like his fundamentals are solid.
He's
he remembers.
so methodical.
Yeah.
That's his problem. He's so clean. He's never fooled around. He doesn't do everything by the book. His office is so clean. We were roommates, I was actually scared to mess up the kitchen or anything like that. He's just so clean. His office is just like this table right now.
I didn't even like that you pushed him in that store. It's like, don't push Jerry.
What did I push him?
When you pushed him to the palm reader. When he didn't want to do it, you put it. I'm like, don't.
We've had some
I would
fights.
never. You would have to pay me to push Jerry.
We've had some fights.
Physical fights?
Yeah.
Have you had angry fights or play fights?
Yeah, we both.
What? Give me some themes.
Once we were at his apartment here in West Hollywood, and we go to take the garbage out. And I closed the door. And he says to me, "You fucking idiot. I don't have the keys." I said, "Why the fuck do I know? Just your house. Why would I know you don't have the keys to your house?" So we had to call the locksmith, and he chewed me out for that. Well, you're fucking stupid. I don't think I talked to him for like 3 weeks. I don't need this shit.
No.
Fuck you, dude.
You're an adult.
Yeah. And so he's done shit like them, just like, I guess his wife thinks we're very good friends. We're just like 2 little friends. And he's done shit like he gets mad at me, and I give him the silent treatment. When I get angry, I give him
Oh, is that your move? That's my move too.
Yeah. I just won't talk to you. And once I was
How
eating-
long?
Well, it was one day where we had an argument about something, and we had just moved here, and he said something. I was pissed, and I was eating a sandwich. I made the sandwich myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't cook. If
Right,
I go
so
to the
it's a
trouble
big
of making
deal.
a sandwich,
It's a special
this
occasion.
was a spiced ham sandwich with sandwich spread on Wonder Bread, dude.
Shit.
He
With
actually,
the spread.
with the spread
And it's spiced ham.
and the spiced
What a
ham.
sandwich. Go on.
He took the sandwich out of my hand and threw it in the trash. I thought I was going to fucking kill him. But we did the silent treatment. But once again,
Why did he take it and throw it out?
something I wouldn't, because I wouldn't talk to him. I was giving him the silent treatment. I just,
Oh, that's not going to help. Throwing the sandwich out.
yeah.
Um,
So you give the silent treatment too when you get pissed at
yeah.
people?
Well, there's a few reasons. I have a sharp tongue, so I'm trying to avoid it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to avoid. I don't want to open it. You know what I mean?
Well, I just don't need you. Once I'm pissed at you, I just don't need you.
Oh.
I don't need to talk to you.
That's the thing about being a human being is we're interconnected, and also I have to be prepared to go on if you die.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, everyone. Me and my girlfriend talk about it all the time. Like, yes, I'm incredibly connected to you, and I love you so much. but if you die, I have to keep living.
This is so true.
And even so with friendships, it's like, yeah, we're friends, but like not you can't just do anything.
Hey,
It really makes you think. I'm such a smart comedian.
yes, you are.
George Wallace, ladies and gentlemen, came to see me in Atlanta, and it was just so, I'm still touched that you came.
You don't know who you are, do you?
No.
Dude, you touch a lot of people, and especially comedians. When you want to see a smart comedian that you wish you were like, the thought process, if I could think like you, Neal, everybody would know me.
Yeah. I mean, and I feel like if I was as lovable and as funny as you are.
Right? Everybody would know who you are.
Yeah. Here we are, toiling in obscurity.
But I'm still the most successful person you've ever met. Let's make that perfectly clear.
Go on. Tell me more about that.
I don't know about you, but it's not how much money you make. It's how you enjoy your life while you're living. Now, we've talked about that before. I think Anderson Cooper and I were talking one time about is it better to be famous or rich or? And I just thought, I have it better than both of them. I got enough money to do what I want to do, go where I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Enough people
Plus
wave
the
at
jet.
me. Plus people
Free
wave
jet.
people wave at my little ego. Bus drivers waving at me to satisfy my little ego. I can do anything they want, but I can go pee.
Yeah, no, that is a at a certain point I noticed with people, Jerry, Ellen, Dave, Rock, they can't go in the front door. They have to enter through the garbage entrance.
Right? It's
Literally stinks of trash. You're so good at your job. Enjoy the scent of garbage. It's like a great irony of life.
And you think nobody knows you're there, but the manager, the hostess, they know. People say, how do they get this on camera? Because they call the...
Yeah, but it is nice when you eat with Jerry and the check never comes.
How'd you know about that?
Because I've ate with Jerry before.
Yeah, when you eat with Jerry, there's never a check. It's already taken care of before you get there. And I like that, though.
What do you think the tip is?
Tip is good.
Right, but is it 100%? Is it 200%?
No, it could be 50%.
You think it's a good, like if we all, me, you, and him go to eat and it's
$300?
Right.
It would be 100, 150 easily.
I got to think it's 300. I got to think it's 100% of whatever the bill is. The problem with him is people
crazy.
know how much money he has, but it's not
It's
it's everyone knowing how much money you have.
Yeah.
They're going like, come on, man. Like everyone's
They
kind
do
of
that,
being
don't
like,
they? So it
come
could be
on.
100% sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think he has to decide ahead of time. I think it just has to be like a flat 100% tip.
I'll ask him as soon as I call him, as soon as I get out of here.
Great. I'm not afraid of you.
I know when we go to breakfast, and when I buy dinner, sometimes I don't let him pay.
You don't let him?
No.
Yeah.
I can't be one of those guys that go to dinner with him and they pay and he pays every time. Never gonna happen.
I'm still in like the it's only happened once type thing, so I'm still riding it. You know what I mean?
If he wants to pay, let him pay, right?
You know what? he's been through. It must be fun for him to pay for people. All right, I don't want to. But okay, so then you start doing stand up. When do you start getting some traction? Like pretty soon, right? 80 or 80, 81?
No, when I got here and started working at Comedy Restaurant after 3 months being here, ABC was looking for writers for the Red Fox variety show after Sanford and Son, and they said that we'd like for you to write, and I said, well, I never done that before. I don't think I can do it. And they approached me like the third time, and then at that time in 1976, I think it was $2,500 a week or something like that, or $1,500 a week, and I said, oh, maybe I could come up with a little something. Yeah. Because I had left my job as vice president of the outdoor advertising agency. So I was vice president. Did you know that? I was vice president.
I did know that.
Yeah.
Did that transfer out to here as well?
I moved myself out here because I was vice president of the company. And I knew the New York agency, we needed representation out here. And I put people on the buses. And
so you like literally transferred yourself?
Yeah.
Great.
And I put artists like Elton John and Donna Summer. And everybody does, Casablanca was the label.
Yeah.
I think one of the richest men in the world owned that at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I put them, I drummed up $200,000 worth of business out here just on a 2-week
outdoor?
vacation. Outdoor. Mm-hmm.
That's billboards.
Yeah. So I did both. I did billboard, I did outdoor, and I did buses. I put them on buses in New York City. But everything you said, the spectacles at Times Square, billboards, I was vice president of that.
What was the name of the company?
It was called Douglas Lee at the time. Douglas Lee invented the ball at Times Square.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he also created all of the steam that looked like smoke when the guy was just marble.
Oh, wow.
Man, yeah, and
Was
coffee.
did you meet him? Was it like a
Yeah, I
living
knew him.
guy?
Yeah, I knew him. He's from Atlanta also.
Great.
So he had an idea in Atlanta that I'm trying to change right now. Atlanta doesn't have a real landmark like Statue of Liberty, anything like that. So I want to make Atlanta the city of lights. It'd be amazing what you can do with lights, lighting up the city, illuminating the city, kind of like Shanghai.
Yeah, I mean, it's helpful. It looks like something. It's like, oh, something's gonna happen.
Yeah, right.
It's because you're right. In Atlanta, you're like, what's the?
Where you go?
It's like, what have I heard? As a person, I'm like, what have I heard in like hip hop songs, like College Park, just shit like that, like.
What'd you say?
Bankhead.
Did you say College Park?
Yeah, I said College Park, but I know it's not exactly pronounced.
You know what it's called? College Park.
I know, but I'm not gonna.
I'll say it, College Park.
Ladies and gentlemen.
College Park, Bubba Sparks.
So how long do you stay with so you quit the advertising to write for Red Fox?
I wanted to be a comedian since I was 6 years old. So I had to go to college and make some money. Some of the old guys from vaudeville were saying how hungry they were and they didn't know where they were staying. I'm going to have that. Hell no. So I'm going to go to school, make a little money, went to the University of Akron, got a degree in transportation.
And in the back of your head, are you going, and I'm going to be a comedian?
No, the front of my head, I'm going to be a comedian. I always wanted to be a comedian since I was 6. Watching Red Skelton, Milton Berle, all those older guys, then the Richard Pryor. That's all I'm ever going to do. Well, of course, I started like everybody else. I would listen to their jokes and take them to school the next day and have everybody laugh. And you've been a happy guy, never the class clown or anything like that. But having fun, enjoying life. Oof.
Okay, so then you're out here. You get the offer to write for Red Fox, and do you? Is it like screw it? Let me
No,
take
the show
the lead?
lasted only 1 year. Red Fox variety show, and then I did the Tonight Show. Funny thing about doing TV
You did
today,
stand-up?
I did stand up on the Tonight Show.
George Wallace.
Everybody's a freak in Hollywood. Even the doctors are freakish in Hollywood. You ever go to a doctor in Hollywood, he gives you a shot, gives himself one too.
1979 with Johnny Carson on a Thursday, Thanksgiving night.
Oh wow! Did you know
Thanksgiving.
that would be good ratings?
I don't know, but they put me on Thanksgiving night. I know it's a tough night. Everybody would be at home, And,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving night, Thursday night, Friday night. It's amazing how life works. Friday night, that next night, I was in front of 17,000 people, opening for Natalie Cole.
Was that scheduled?
No,
How did that?
that's how powerful the Tonight Show
right.
was.
So
back
what
then.
happened on Friday?
You get a call from William Morris saying we need you to come
What
over.
time during the day?
Midday.
So noonish. William Morris calls
It
you.
had to be the next. It had to be the next morning. Yeah. Can you
Okay.
come opening?
All right. So 10
Yeah.
a.m.
So I
Where's
jumped
the
in-
show?
Champaign, Illinois.
So
Outdoors.
You had to get on a flight to Champaign with the time difference.
With the time difference, maybe it was that same night. Everybody was backstage, back in the
Right.
day. You do
Yeah,
the
yeah.
show, and we did that, and I've been working ever since, dude.
How much did you get to open for?
Don't even bring that up. And piss me off now.
How much you made?
Yeah, my manager at the time, his name was Kevin Hunter, and I got $1,500 a week working for Natalie Cole.
Opening for Natalie.
Yeah, but when you're young, what is $1,500 a week? Even right now, I bet some of the young kids would go for it.
It's a lot of money.
Went up to Canada, had to register to go into Canada, found out I was getting paid $1,500 a night.
How long before you brought the hammer down? Before you took Kevin?
The next day after opening for Natalie for like 3 months, and I found out, dude, the contract says I'm making $1,500 a night. And I'm just thinking, you've been taking all my money every night I was working for her, and you just give me $1,500 a week. This has got to stop now.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't like that, but it's just like, dude, I know what you're doing. And that was back in the day when everybody knew everybody, so you
Right.
had to kind
That was the end of him?
of, well, yeah. But can you imagine somebody cheating you out of your money?
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine. Yeah, it's infuriating.
You ever been cheated out of your money, like working clubs or anything? I didn't get paid.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is where you like, do you know who you are and you get so respected? It's like, it didn't. When I started stand up, I was mid 30s, and I was like Dave's
You were
buddy.
mid-30s.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
really
pretty
start
late, dude.
stand up.
I started at 27.
Yeah, I didn't start stand up till after Chappelle show. So I did a little bit, but like I didn't start it till 2007.
That's why I didn't know you earlier then, right? Okay.
No, yeah. So, but when I started stand up, people that you would think they're not going to screw him over, absolutely.
Oh, man.
Any people will screw you over if they think they can get away with it.
Everybody.
In my experience,
Everybody.
almost. I think you have to be either like you have to have like ironclad ethics within yourself, or you just have to have enough money that you don't feel like you need to rip people off. And I still think both those categories do it.
Especially club owners.
Yeah, because they go, well, I'm losing money on I got expenses. Like, we don't have expenses.
This is your business, dude. I'm not in the comedy club business.
Yeah, I didn't tell you to open a comedy club. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they go, well, you've never worked this club before. It's sold out. Who gives a shit? Well, you didn't negotiate. Okay.
Yeah. I always negotiate before I go in. But you still have to keep
Right, but I didn't know
at the time.
I didn't.
You're young, you don't know.
Yeah,
what
I
movement
didn't
is.
even know. I like didn't. Yeah, it was just one of these things of like, you could do the right thing here, and they just specifically didn't.
You could do the right thing.
Yeah.
I did when I first started. I was doing so well on the radio with the Tom Joyner Morning Show and my show in Chicago, WGCI. I promoted my own concerts at Atlanta Civic Center, the Hyatt, the James Knight in Miami, all of these big rooms, Fox theaters, and I was making a lot of money. But my co-producer was charging me things like 25 cents per head for insurance and 16 police officers. I'm going, well, I don't see the police. They're outside. That's what he told me. They're outside.
Yeah.
Then the next thing I know, he says, you're going to
They're
learn
that good, George. You can't see them. They're very undercover.
Man, but show business, it is show.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, word show and then their business. So, and you always had a good attitude about it. You always had perspective. It wouldn't surprise me. You're an incredibly sunny guy.
Yeah.
Like just naturally sunny, always been sunny. Every time I've witnessed you on television, in person, one of the sunniest people I've ever met.
It's easier to be nice than to be. And I just like being nice. It's just so good to help people and treat people
It does
good.
feel better.
It does. And
It really does. It releases better chemicals than rage and vindictiveness.
And it's always good to give. I love giving too. Like you talk about, we were talking about Jerry a few minutes ago. I have to do my part.
Yeah.
I have to do my part. I got to give back.
I also think it's good in a relationship like that to just keep it like, man, you're still my roommate.
Yeah.
Same guy, you know? All right. But he does have blocks. So let me just quickly. So then you start doing great. And then you're just a touring comedian for.
No, when I left Natalie Cole, I went directly to George Benson. When I left George Benson, I went directly making $3,500 a week at that time. A week. And then I left George Benson, went to Donna Summer.
Would you consider that an incredibly difficult situation to do comedy?
No. I was having fun. What are you talking about?
Well, because it's if Jerry has said like nobody wanted a comedian, he actually said nobody wanted a Jew. And I was like, a Jew? Like, do you identify yourself? Hello, it's me, a Jew. So I'm curious as to you, as you were talking, I was like, because you would do like, you do a Hyatt, you'll do it. You're wherever you are, you'll do a show. There's not an especially bad room or especially good room.
No, sir. That's why I know how to work. I just wanted to be a comedian. When I started, I never wanted television. I never, at the time, no movies. My goal was to work in Las Vegas. We used to sit around and talk. There were some older guys, Buddy Hackett and all of those guys. They said they're making, Don Rickles, they're making $300,000 a year.
Say no more. Right there.
That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah, sometimes I'll read old biographies and I'll see like what Carlin was making in Vegas. I'm like, that's so much money.
At that time, are you kidding?
But it's like if you did the extrapolation of what it's worth now, you're like, he's making a lot. Like it would take him like 2 weeks to be able to buy a house back then.
Exactly. Well, what they were getting $100,000, $200,000 sometime back in the 70s and 80s, and they could buy a house in Las Vegas for $200,000 with a big ass house. Yeah.
Like the nicest
Look
house.
at Wayne Newton. He bought a ranch.
Yeah.
A whole ranch. And
Tons
nice-
of sex slaves.
So what?
Just made that up.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I'm similar to you. And I think I'm a little more ambitious in terms of like, I want more status. But I think you are healthy and you were like, this is a treat just to do this and not have to go to an office and think up advertising
Neal.
schemes. And
Neal,
sir,
going on stage every night is my sex and my drugs. There's nothing better than what I do. I just walk up. I'm ready to go to work right now. It's amazing what I do, what we do. To go up there and people come to say, I don't know these people, and they pay to come see me just talk shit. Matter of fact, my podcast is going to be called Talking Shit with George Wallace.
great.
Talking shit with George. But I love what I do, and I've always made money. My ultimate goal, I went on, I worked with, for 5 years, no, more than 5 years, after I left to Diana Ross and Tom Jones, and then I started making like $10,000 a week, and that was a lot of money. And I did that for 15 years, learning to be a comedian. In the round, 70,000 people, 20,000 people. I could do it all. Caesar's Palace, all of the casinos. Back in the day, you had a dinner show. Boy, you want to talk about a tough comedian. Doing a dinner show? Amazing.
Because you're competing with forks and food. And
Tinkling. When I started working with Tom Jones, they said, I'm going to tell you something. At Caesar's Palace, the first 200 seats down front are going to be empty because that's the ladies. They come in to see Tom Jones.
okay. And they would specifically put them in the front?
Yeah. But they wouldn't sit down until Tom came out. That's what they told me. But guess what? They were there for me every night, throwing their
Goddamn
pennies
right.
at me.
Sex
It was
and drugs.
really nice. Sex and drugs. And then after that, I learned how to become a comedian. I said, you know what? I'm going to do my own show now. After I did radio, I got experience in radio. A lot of people got to know me from national radio with
Tom Joyner was what years?
Tom Joyner was 93 through 2005.
Great.
And then I did Chicago radio, I did Atlanta radio, I did DC radio, Radio 1.
And none of that's work either. That's
that all
just
worked
still
good.
But I'm saying that's you don't consider that a real job either.
No, doing
Yeah.
radio?
Yeah.
I'm just talking trash and people
I
all laugh
know.
in the morning.
I know.
And it's the greatest job in the world.
I know.
Just go
We're
in-
so lucky you almost have to pretend we're not.
You
know what I
call
mean?
it
You
lucky,
don't-
I say
right.
lucky, I say blessed. I'm
Yeah,
just,
whatever you
both.
want to call it.
Yeah.
Fortunate, whatever.
Fortunate,
It's
yeah.
I'm so fortunate. You're so fortunate. It's incomprehensible.
What if incomprehensible? You ever get up driving to the airport at 8 o'clock in the morning and go, these people do this every day?
Yeah.
This is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
There's no one, and we don't have to punch a clock.
No.
And how long do you work, Mr. Brennan? 30 minutes a night, 40 minutes a night?
Tonight I'll work 30.
An hour at the
Tomorrow
most.
night
I have to do
15.
an hour and a half sometime, but I used to tell some of the young kids, tell your parents you're making $75 a night in 30 minutes. And
Yeah.
see what your dad say to you.
Yeah.
But see, then I went to Las Vegas. I went to Las Vegas for 30 days just to see what I could do. Next thing you know, it was 60 days. And then 90 days.
Were you booked? Were you like, did you
I
have
did
shows
book
there?
myself in for 30 days.
What year?
2004.
Okay.
Because I was on radio. I was, before the Breakfast Club, I was doing radio in New York
Yeah.
City, same studio. And then I came to Las Vegas for 30 days. And it was all a struggle because I'm working for me. I'm not working for the hotels.
Yeah.
I'm booking the room.
Yeah, you did your own show.
Yeah,
you like
I'm for
Wallet. Yeah.
And so people have to know you. And it doesn't come with a name in Las Vegas. It doesn't matter who you are. There are other tricks and other niches you got to do. So in order to 750 seats every night, what do I have to do? I have to go out and meet, shake hands, and kiss babies. I got to go to every hotel concierge and let them know, hey, come down and see the show. I'm in town. For the first year, I took no money. And put it back into the streets. Back into the streets, how? Because I came from the advertising world, I knew how to put my business in the streets on the trucks. I'm the first one in Las Vegas to take the advertising trucks, 5 trucks back to back to back to back. And people said, boy, you're so stupid. Why would you put your trucks back to back to back to back? I said, why are you asking me? It did draw your attention. Now, if you see it, go to Las Vegas, everybody's doing what I did.
Yeah.
I knew about the billboards. I went to
Yeah,
the companies.
it's an
I said,
eyesore,
Yeah.
George.
It's an eyesore?
You ruined Las Vegas.
I don't give a shit. I had people coming. I paid it for eyesores, okay?
Yeah,
people come
great.
to see me. I'd buy 4 boards and I'd have them give me 6.
Mm.
And they said, we can't do that. And I said, the doors are open. Just follow me. When I do, people will follow me. So I went there, and after about a year and a half, I started taking money in, made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Made a lot of money and doing what I wanted to do. My ultimate goal was to work Las Vegas. And I had to stop one night and go, oh, shit, I've reached my goal.
Now what?
I turned 30 days, 60 days, 90 days into 15 years.
When did you realize you reached the goal?
I just walked out one night and just realized that I think I reached my goal when I had an accident at the Bellagio and broke my leg my Achilles tendon at the Bellagio, and we had a lawsuit, and that wasn't it. But just knowing you had money and knowing you enjoy what you do every night. I used to love to go to work every night and get dressed like the Vegas used to be crowd, and everybody would come in to see me. From any comedian would come to my show. Oh, you working? Oh, you working? Yeah, from Chris
you
Rock.
throwing people up, putting people on?
Oh, hell yeah! You come to my show, you working? Why should I do all the work? And another comedian's in there. Alonzo Bowden, Seinfeld, everybody you could think of.
Yep.
Aretha Franklin, Tom Jones, you working?
Great.
And then I brought in people that just a different type show in Las Vegas. My ultimate goal, my ultimate gift, not goal, was I brought in Sly and the Family Stone. Yeah, I have
How?
What'd you say?
How? How? How did you get Sly Stone to do anything?
Say that again. They call me a magician. And the odds were 41-1 that Sly would not show up. I knew his sister. This was 26 years. First time in 26 years he had been on the stage. Last time you saw him, it was at the Emmys when he walked off the stage. Remember that night?
I think Dave brought him up. At the Grammys, yeah.
He showed up. I knew he was there, but he did show up 20 minutes late. People walking out. This is some bullshit. I knew he wasn't going to show up.
Did you advertise Sly Stone is coming?
I did. I put up on Sly Family. I put him on the board, and
and it was in your room in Vegas.
Yeah.
Was it George Wallace and Sly Stone,
you can
or
go
Sly
online
Stone?
right and look it up right now. George
Great.
Wallace was Sly and the Family Stone, and I brought him out. And so normally I headline, but not this time. No way. I ain't stupid. So I opened for him for 30 minutes, and then he wasn't ready. When the people walking out, and I was getting a little concerned myself because I knew he was upstairs.
Speaking of sex and drugs, keep going.
Hey. And then he came out and blew the room away.
Did he really?
People were crying. I was crying. He started out.
How much time did he do?
He did like only 30 minutes. He walked off stage. I said, that's fine. He walked off stage, and I went on. That was Sly and the Family Stone. He walked off stage, went through the kitchen. Next thing I know, he's coming from the top of the stairs back into the room. This place went crazy.
And did more time.
Just sliding, and he started singing those songs. Are you old enough for his era?
I'm not old enough for his era, but I'm informed enough to know what he did.
When he started singing, "If You Want Me to Stay," and all of those hits.
And he can do it. His voice still works?
He's a little older, but his family was with him. They were crying. And sometimes I think he forgot a few of the words and people walk over to him, but he was so good. It just freaked everybody out to see him do. His family was saying, "Daddy, I told you you could do it. You did it, Daddy." And all of the original, everybody was there except Larry Graham. The whole original group came to Las Vegas on my show to work for me. And I thought it was so great.
Did you charge more money than normal? Or?
Hell yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
100?
Oh, yeah. I think I charged $250 or something like that.
Great.
Front. Maybe $500 down front.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
And it was packed and sold out, and I'll never forget it.
So then you realized your goal. And then, I mean, you seemed so optimistic that so you became this optimistic. You were one level of optimistic, and then you took it up a level.
Took it up a level, then I got up there and I said, okay, I'm going to tell you the truth what happened. My best friend for 47 years walked on stage one night and says, do that to leave.
Jerry said, we're done here.
At
after a show?
On stage.
Before you or after you?
During my set, he come up and he said, hey, we've been here long enough. And that's when we decided to, because he stopped his show at 9 years.
Yeah.
So he taught me to do that, to leave right now, and that's what we did.
How many years was it?
I was at 15 years.
Great.
Yeah. It was a real residency, too. People are going to Las Vegas right now saying they have a residency, and they're only there every other weekend.
You ain't buying trucks.
Right.
That's a resident. Adele, call me when you buy 5 trucks.
Right? No, call me when you vote there, when you stay there.
Oh, there you go.
These people are coming in now. They have like a layover, like a flight attendant.
Yeah.
They're there for 2 nights.
Yeah, they don't stay.
Come back. Yeah, but I was there every night, and I used to love doing it. I would get off stage. I would work Monday. I worked Tuesday through Saturday. Saturday night, I'd be on a late flight to New York City. So I'm in New York City all day Sunday, all day Monday.
You had an apartment. You still have an apartment in New York?
I have the greatest apartment in New York City.
On Central Park West?
Central Park West, yes.
And
Overlook Central Park is my office.
When did you buy it?
1998.
So there was it cost some money.
It cost a lot of money then.
Yeah. Yeah. And now it's worth triple.
Maybe 4 times.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 times.
We ain't gonna do nothing with the money. We're just gonna live there.
But yeah, I think I should sell it, Neal. It's maintenance is so high.
Yeah.
And I'm only there 30 days out of the year, maybe 40 at the most.
You
'Cause I live in
Airbnb it though,
Atlanta,
right?
and
You Airbnb it? I'm kidding. It's too nice for Airbnb.
No, they don't allow
Yeah, of
that
course.
in my house.
Yeah.
In my building. But I live in New York, and I live in Atlanta, and I live in here, and I live Las Vegas.
Great.
So when you split that time out, and then I live the other 250 days of the year in a hotel. Like you said before, I live at United and Delta.
Yeah.
I love working.
Yeah, and you're good at it. You know how to do it.
And I'm having fun. I was hanging out with Dave at the Comedy Cellar, and
Great.
the next night I'm at Madison Square Garden with Dave.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's the first night I ever got high, Neal. Neal.
How'd you like it?
I never got high in my life before. Backstage, I don't smoke. I don't do no drugs, right? I do nothing. But it was so strong backstage, man. You know, Darnell and everybody everybody was back there. It was so strong, and people said, and they were smoking shit. And they said, "Did you get the munchies?" I said, "Hell no, I don't know what that is." So when I got home, I did have leftover Chinese food.
Sure.
I had a bag of Doritos. I had a pint of Haagen-Dazs ice cream. I said, I guess I did get the munchies. Yeah. But it was really, I can say it was cool.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's popular for a reason.
Yeah.
Your friend Sly likes drugs for a reason.
Yeah, he did.
All right. All right. So enough grab ass. One of the sunniest men alive.
You're getting ready
still
to get
has.
serious now.
Yeah, no. We're gonna dim the lights. You got real. You have some issues. This is great. Borderline hoarding. I like when people put borderline on there because, like, no, I'm not a hoarder. Don't get me wrong. I have a shitload of shoes. What do you got? Shoes, clothes, stuff,
Let me ask
suits.
you this: I buy a lot of shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I've never thrown away anything. I've got shit in my closet that's still new, but I keep buying shit. It's stupid.
You raise an interesting question, though. Are you a hoarder if you have enough closet space? Are you just a Melda Marcos?
Neal, you are really making me feel better now. If you have enough closet space.
If no one knows.
I'm not a hoarder like shit, like I'm sleeping on dead cats and shit like that.
No, you ain't one of those hoarders.
No, I'm not one of those. So that's what I mean, borderline. You don't need that stuff. The fact of the matter is, they've said before, if you haven't worn it in a year, get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
But look at these shoes I'm wearing right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
At least
nice blue suede shoes, dark blue.
At least 1 year old.
And you just wore them, or you wear them regularly? Did they make it into the
1
rotation?
year I've been wearing these shoes.
Okay, great. So,
but I wear them every day.
Great.
That's not
What about
great.
the other shit, George?
That's not great. You got new shoes, you should wear them.
I don't know how many new shoes you bought in the last year. How many new pairs?
In the last year?
Yeah.
Not many, only maybe 15 pair.
Yeah, that's not insane.
Yeah, but I should wear them. Listen, I bought 15 pair this year, and I bought 15 pair last year, and now you should see my closet.
Yeah.
And all my shoes, I got a picture on the front of them so I can see what shoes are there. So I'm a hoarder. My desk in my office, I got all of my legal yellow pads that I write on. I have all of those, and I'm a borderline hoarder. I just got a lot of junk.
Does it prevent you from inviting people over? Or do you keep it in a place where people will not see it?
Oh, I can clean up. I can have it cleaned up in a minute. And a lot of people don't come to my house. I don't have a lot of visitors, and I don't visit a lot of people.
As much hoarding as you're doing, how could
they would never see it? As you said
so
before.
so it really is like you can hide it, you can conceal it
easily.
Okay,
easily.
Is that a matter of space? That's a matter of space.
I got tons of space. I got my house is built for space. Closets everywhere. Everything is neat inside the closets, but it's just a lot of it.
Again, if you've got the space, are you a hoarder? And it's like Charles Barkley said he lost, I don't know, $100 million or something gambling.
How many times do you think you've lost $1 million in a single day?
At least 10 to 15, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And he's like, but I got the money.
It's like Dave said, too, about the $50 million. Once you got $10 million,
He said that to me. I didn't know he said it on stage. He said, he told me, him and Will Smith have both said, after a certain amount of money, the only thing there is are private jets. You can only eat 3 times a day.
Exactly.
You can only buy
exactly.
7 pairs of pants a day.
Right.
You can, like, there are limits on, it's kind of pointless after a while. It's just
Most people think I should have a private jet, but I like people. I like to go to the airport.
Who needs a private jet when you have 15 pairs of shoes that you've never worn?
Something wrong with you, right? You can walk a mile in your shoe. I tell you what, I don't, some of the extravagant things, the cruise, the ships, or the yachts.
Yeah, the yachts, yeah.
I can't do that. But I do like traveling. I love to get on that plane and Delta and get in that bed up there and fall asleep. The longer the flight, the better. I just come in from Sydney.
Today or like recently?
Well, yeah. I went down for the
Melbourne Comedy Festival, right?
No, not that, and also the tennis, the Open,
Oh,
Australian
wow.
Open.
Great.
And I like just going to, my favorite place is Shanghai. I teach young people, do you travel now?
I do. I have not. I've been to Shanghai. I've been to Hong Kong, Singapore, Bangkok,
You got into the Pacific.
Tokyo.
You got into the Pacific more.
I did Europe in my 30s and then my 40s.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I prefer Asia because it
Do
feels
you?
further away.
You're my friend.
Yeah, it feels further
I
away.
prefer Asia, and I tell people about Shanghai, 3 times larger than New York City, 3 times more modern than New York City. It's just amazing.
Same with Tokyo, stats wise.
I don't like Tokyo.
How come?
I don't think they're like.
You know when they say in Asia they go the Nigerians. That's their code word for black.
Really?
But they go the Nigerians.
We went to a restaurant in Tokyo, and the chef just go, and somebody say they don't speak English. I said, that's bullshit. I know that signal, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I felt bad about it too. I said, well, fuck Japan. I don't like Japan.
And they're better in Shanghai?
Oh my, Shanghai people are so nice. And there's so much modern shit in Shanghai, and just the hotels. I love a nice hotel. You don't get better hotels than in Shanghai.
I agree. My issue with it's the government and the scanning the faces and all the cameras gets me a little bit like.
Does it?
Yeah, and it's like, what do you guys got? Why are you doing this? But I also feel like I've said China is like a parent from the 60s. They just got a lot of kids. And they got to keep the. They got to keep the internet
They stopped
throttle.
that, you know. They changed the law. They stopped that, and so.
What they stop?
No, they used to. They was having so many kids that they stopped.
Oh yeah,
But
yes,
now
and then they stopped. They fucked up because they can't. Now they can't get enough kids.
You didn't make
in.
it to Macau.
No, never been. Do you do shows there?
I have done shows there.
I love doing shows
I'm
there.
so stupid. I'm on stage one night, and I was talking about Chinese food in New York. I said, do they deliver Chinese food here like they do in New York? And the people start laughing. You're in Hong Kong.
It's all.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I said, oh shit, I fucked up.
Yeah, I love doing shows over there. All right, so you're a borderline hoarder, but it seems to have you don't care about the effect it has on your bottom line. You got the money, right? Man's got 5 trucks on the strip, and you got the space. So maybe it's just at your tax bracket. Maybe it's a quirk. You know what I mean?
No, it's all 5 houses, just stuff everywhere. I need to get rid of stuff. Matter of fact, today I'm going to go home and throw away something. You know, I need to just throw away one thing a day.
That's not going to cover it. You don't got that kind of time, dog.
This is true.
I don't know how to tell you this,
but
George.
you know, my problem is I'm getting older. There's money in the bank, and I don't want to die with money in the bank.
Oh, interesting.
I actually want to die like Red Fox and Sammy Davis Jr.
Red Fox died on stage on a sitcom, doing one of his whatever later whatever pilot or whatever.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy was the producer, I believe.
Right.
And how did Sammy die?
Broke. I mean, they both died owing the government money.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty cool. I figured if you die, what are you laughing at?
It's pretty
if
cool.
You die on, listen, I know I think differently, but if you die owing the government $800,000, $900,000, You did pretty good.
You
didn't
won.
And people said they came and took his shit. Hell, they dead. What the hell I care?
Yeah, come on. Somebody's got to take it.
Take it. Yeah, right. And then I'm not a hoarder anymore.
Yeah.
So
Problem solved. 2 birds with 1 stone.
right.
The problem is your heirs have to pay. Which is the thing I didn't realize. If
If
you
they
die
ain't got
owing,
shit, how they gonna pay?
yeah, but then they get saddled with the debt. That's how it's been explained to me. So just make
I'm
sure.
not sure about that.
Keep
I'm
a
not
couple
sure.
hundred on you, you know what I mean, to cover expenses. What you want a big funeral? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking I want a funeral, but it shouldn't be at a church. It should be like John Witherspoon's funeral.
I don't know about.
Oh my
Spoon's funeral.
God. He was buried at Forest Lawn. He was buried, and they had it in one of those halls, and then all the comedians were there, and the rappers. Oh my God, it was good. It's some cussing and all just really good.
I've been to one funeral at Forest Lawn. Rick James.
You went to Rick James' funeral?
Sure did.
Oh my God, was it good?
It was a damn good funeral.
Oh, was he there? Or they just had the picture there. I want my picture to be there, not the body.
I gotta. Yeah. What do you feel about open caskets? By the way.
I don't do bodies. My mom is the last person I saw. I don't. If I go to your funeral, I'm not gonna
You
look at
won't
that.
look.
No, why? I want to remember you from this table.
Yeah, I agree.
Bullshit. I don't need to see nobody.
It also
dead
just
laying
seems
up in
like
the
no.
body.
I'll take your word for it.
Hey,
Like I don't need to. It's the joke doesn't work, but it's like your friend who goes to the bathroom with the door open. Like, you know what? Go ahead and close the door.
matter of fact, you just convinced me that maybe I don't need a funeral. You just need to remember me as the last time you saw me.
Yeah. Just
I'm
everyone
talking
take a
about
minute.
The memorial
At
also.
10 a.m. on whatever day, remember George. Just watch a
I
clip.
don't know whether they have to do that.
You don't want to give him that much work?
I just think they should remember me as a good person. And boy, last time I saw him, he was laughing. Last time I saw him, he was making people laugh.
Yeah. Great. Rick James' funeral, Stevie Wonder played, and Louis Farrakhan spoke.
Really.
So-
That must have been something.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
He can deliver a good speech, even though some people.
Farrakhan's fantastic.
Yeah, right,
One of the
yeah.
greatest public speakers in world history.
Stevie Wonder. Well, I go to church. I hear him sing every Sunday.
Oh, really?
We go to church together.
Which church?
Los Angeles Church of God in Christ,
Where is it?
right here on Crenshaw and Jefferson.
How many songs?
Just
do you
one
do?
song, but he'll sing a long one, you know. But
Yeah.
we have fun. He's fun in the church, you know.
Stevie's fun overall.
We tell jokes. He wants to be. He wanted to come to Las Vegas and go on stage, but he's a lot of fun in the church and just comes in late every Sunday. That's the problem.
Couldn't find it.
And but
Couldn't find the church. I'm a smart comedian, guys. Get used to it. All right. Shopaholic. Related.
I have a disease. I just told you when I'm at home at night, it's getting. I want to write a joke about using the word worser.
Worser.
Yeah, and that's way more worser.
Yeah.
Every night I'm going to buy something online tonight. It's getting worser.
Yeah.
You got better.
That is,
longer,
yeah, it's like a
thicker,
new
harder.
low.
Yeah. And I just love buying shit. The problem is I'm single and I got the money.
That's what I'm saying. You got kids,
Yeah,
but they're like
not mine.
they're
I'm-
very adult.
Yeah, I'm in the Bernie Mac situation. So now I got to start doing better. I took the kids. I wanted to do something great for them. I wanted to buy my own, like a vehicle, a car, and I thought about it. And my friend and I was talking. I took them all to Europe. They'd never been out of the country in their life. So I did something very surprisingly. So I said, get your passports, because you never know when I'm going to call. I finally called them, all the kids, meet me at Kennedy. And when they got to Kennedy from Atlanta and Ohio and New York, we went upstairs into the lounge, what do you call it? The special lounge. I mean, the real special one, where the personal chef comes out, not just the Sky Club. Yeah. They have a special club there for rich people. And the chef came out, made our dinner before we got on the flight. And I'm teaching my kids, and they got there as we walking out. I had the agents ask them where they were going. They said, we don't know. Because I told them we were going to go on a cruise and bring different clothing. And they said, he said, well, congratulations, you're going to London Heathrow. And they broke down and started crying because they thought they was just going on a ship.
How old were they?
35 and 40. We did this just before COVID.
With their kids?
Yeah. No, just my kids, 35, 40.
Oh, no, they weren't allowed to, could they bring their spouses?
Yeah, one of them brought their spouses.
Okay.
Yeah. And we went straight to London, and they cried, and they'd never made a left on a big airplane. That's what I'm teaching the young kids now. When you get on an airplane, try to make a left instead of a right.
You're doing good.
So you know what I'm talking about,
You make
right?
a left. You're
Yeah,
doing
make a
pretty
left.
good.
And so when they got up there, they'd gone like, Oh my God, I didn't know they had pajamas on the airplane. And my other daughter said, I didn't know they had beds on airplanes. So that was the first exciting thing for
And
them.
then here come the hot fudge
To give back.
Sundays.
Here comes Sundays and Mondays, everything you could think, wines and whiskeys and everything you could think of. I took them to the best hotel at Leicester Square.
I heard you guys started fighting people from Coach. Started throwing punches.
Just throwing food back
Shit
there.
got
right?
wily.
But yeah, so I took them in every day. It's something I want to do something different for them every day. Every 3 days I wake them up. Have your shit ready to go tomorrow morning. The next morning I told them we're going to go to Munich, Germany. They were like, wow. And when we got to the train station, they says, that says Paris, France. It doesn't say.
Surprise, motherfuckers. Do you wish you'd done it sooner?
Yes, because people don't travel enough.
I know.
They've never been anywhere.
Yeah.
And next 3 days, have your shit ready. Barcelona, Spain. So they cried every day. And I showed them where I used to live in Barcelona. And it was
When did you live in Barcelona?
Back in the 70s when I was crazy.
Say more.
Yeah, I was crazy back in the 70s. It was the
76?
disco era. The disco era.
You were like, fuck it, I got to get to Barcelona. This New York is not
you
disco
ever
enough.
heard of New York was just something.
Where
It
is
was just
Giorgio Moroder?
The Ibiza sound. You ever heard of the Ibiza sound?
Ibiza? I mean, I know it now, but
Well, see, back in the 70s,
Yeah.
you didn't know it. I did. I'm older. I'm 20 years older than you.
Yeah.
So we went there, and we would go there. That's where the freaks would go.
in
I
Ibiza.
always wanted to be a wannabe freak. Yeah, the new
But
beaches
you didn't do drugs.
Nope, never did.
It's a big part of Ibiza, when I understand.
Yeah, well, when I was there, it was. Well, it was, but no,
Yeah.
it was like the clubs. I loved the clubs. The Ibiza sound, the music was great. The clubs, 5,000 people, swimming pool in the middle of the building, and people
Freaky?
people take the clothes off naked in the pool back in the day.
And it was enjoyed. It wasn't frowned upon. It was just part of the scene.
No, it was everybody going. You know, you walk into the club, it was like even guys would come up and dance with you, and it was just all about love. That's what it was all about. And you just learn to dance and have fun. And so it was crazy. Then you go to the new
How long
beaches.
did you stay for?
Dude, I went over there 6 times a year.
Fantastic.
I would leave on Thursday. My office in New York said I leave on Thursday. Get
You're
back
in
on-
advertising, and you're going to Ibiza every 6 weeks.
Yeah, just went over on Thursday night, leave Thursday night, get there Friday, have fun all day Friday, all day Saturday and Sunday, and then you sleep on the plane coming back. Monday morning, be in the office around 10 o'clock.
Fantastic.
Yeah, because I was vice president of sales. You know, when you make a lot of money in sales,
Yeah.
they don't care what you do as long as you got a
Yeah,
bottom
just
line.
get the money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it feel like a secret life or something, or like a side life, or like
Yeah, because people weren't into this stuff at the time.
even traveling? People weren't really traveling that
Nobody
much.
was
right?
there. You know, I was the only black one up there.
Yeah.
So it was like really coming out of New York, and a lot of people didn't like disco when it was happening.
Yeah.
But it was twice, whatever Studio 54 was, it was elevated 10 times in Spain.
Damn.
The good food, the good people, you would meet, man. You went to Ibiza to do things you couldn't do anywhere else. I could be sitting there alone. Here comes a blonde, sits next to me. She's from Cape Town, South Africa. So she never had this before.
Yeah.
So that's why people would go there. And then people would go in September because they call that the elite season, when the kids get out, the college kids get
Right.
out, and the rich people come in. So it was a lot of fun. Going to the nude beaches, that's what I loved. And I never went nude because I was always afraid, people would laugh at me because I'm not, well endowed. But but I would love to see people.
Yeah, but you love to see other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have nothing to show.
Yeah. And you went naked.
It's like a BYO.
But yeah.
It's like a potluck, but you don't bring
Yeah,
nothing.
but I'm a big black guy. I'm supposed to be packing.
You really, I mean, I still don't believe it.
Well, fuck you there, Neal.
Oh, this is a good one. So if you got, I'm forgiving your Shopaholics and I'm forgiving your hoarding. If you got it, I can't. If I believe unless there's a tax being paid by someone, whether it's you, your loved ones, then you're good.
okay.
What's the point of having money if you can't spend it?
Yeah.
With the man work,
You're saying, you got lots of money, so you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Are you junkie?
I don't like talking about it. Junkie? No, am I a junkie? I know I look like it. No, I don't really have many vices.
No?
No. Although I wish I had been like, I wish there was a version of going to Ibiza. No one ever offers me cocaine. Like, no,
No?
nobody.
You bullshit.
I know,
The
I
people
swear
you
to
work
you.
with, Neal,
I'm saying, no one ever offers me drugs.
what's wrong with you?
I look like a narc.
Bullshit, Neal. You work with all of these people, all these drugs. You work with Dave and all these people. Nobody come up and offer you shit.
I mean, weed, but I don't like weed.
Oh my God, I've been offered everything under the book, everything, and I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
But I know, nope, not for me.
I mean, I've sought some of it out. I bought some of it and ate in it, and it was delicious.
I want to do the gummies though. The gummies, I want to do the gummies.
That's fun for you, right? You like candy?
I never did it. I just want to try it.
Did you? Well, man, there's still time. Hypochondriac. That sounds hard. Do tell.
Dude, don't start talking about that. Don't do that.
You don't even. Every day? Is it every day?
Stop it.
Okay.
Whatever
you stop it. Why don't you stop thinking it?
It's just, I don't know. Whatever you got, I got. I feel that. It just doesn't matter what it is. If you got it, I think that's what's wrong with me.
Oh, whatever. It's like whatever you've heard. It's like rumors. The last thing you heard, you like, I believe that.
No, it's like if you got it, I think that's what I got.
How long?
Forever.
Do you ever go, I guess I don't have cancer? Or do you go like, no, it's still, they just haven't found it?
They think I'm crazy. Seinfeld, I tell you, think I'm crazy. I go to the doctors all the time.
How often?
I go to the doctor at least 6 times a year. How about you?
Not like that, but I do get my blood tested for levels.
See, the blood testing is nothing. I have to go to the proctologist. I got to go to the gastroenterologist to get the colonoscopy. I got to get but you only do that once every 3 to 5 years. I go to the ENT, what do you call it with the nose, and whatever that is, otolaryngologist. I went to a new doctor called iridologist. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Iridologist, IRI-dologist.
Yeah.
They look through your eyes with a beam of light, and they can tell you what's wrong with your body and what you're prone to. In the case, the guy looked through your eye, and he can tell what's wrong with your body. He told me I was going to have arthritis, and sure enough, I'm starting to feel a little bit.
Do you ever think I shouldn't have hit it so hard in Ibiza? Do you still feel like, man, I might have picked something up in Ibiza that they still haven't caught?
I'm so glad, my friend. I was in Studio 54 when AIDS started and all that stuff, and because they didn't know where it came from cups and shit like that. I'm proud to be alive today.
But what was it like? I'm not sharing a drink. I'm not sharing
I
a
ain't
cigarette.
touching nothing. It was kind of like just COVID. I was at my house for 2.5 years. Didn't go out. Didn't let anybody in. My daughter would come visit me, and she'd be in the parking lot across the street waving at me, and I said, keep moving, social distance, as close as your ass gonna get. I was really in. I never got it. I stayed inside. I was scared of everything.
You keep purchasing stuff, though? The packages kept coming, though, right?
The
packages don't stop.
Every day. Every day.
You don't even know what's in them, do you? George,
You're crazy.
I know.
Listen,
I know what it is to
Neal,
shop too much.
When I get
don't
home,
even got it
when
bad.
I
But there
get
are
home-
times boxes show up, and I'm like, I don't have the faintest idea what this is.
When I get home, I have no idea what's in those boxes. And then I'll say, the fuck I ordered this for?
Yeah.
They got a new thing called, is it Temu?
Yeah.
It looks like real shit, but when it gets to your house, it doesn't even come in a real box.
Yeah.
You go, this is the cheapest piece of shit ever, but I don't send it back.
No. How could you?
I don't send it back.
You don't want that money back. Never seen anything. No movies, no TV. Never seen Star Wars or Seinfeld. Respect. Respect.
Don't say that. Don't.
No, I'm saying there's something funny about having never seen things. It's so much funnier than having seen it. I said to Jerry, you know who wouldn't ever have seen an episode of Seinfeld? Seinfeld.
That's true, right?
If he wasn't Seinfeld, he would never have watched Seinfeld.
And let me tell you why I didn't get a chance to watch Seinfeld.
Get a chance.
I was working.
Well, you can't find it.
I was
Keep
working.
going. Yes.
Every night at 8 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
I'm working. That's for the last 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working. So I don't have time to watch the movies. I do have time. But I love going to gospel concerts. I'm a church person. I love doing that. I have my fun in different ways. But watching TV, I have no idea who Harry Potter is. I have no idea Star Wars, any of those Galactica or whatever you call it. I don't know nothing about movies.
Fantastic.
How do you pronounce the word? Galactica?
Yep.
See, I didn't know.
That's all you need to know.
No, I watch an old movie. You know, like
John Wayne. Who are your people?
no, not people like that. Old movies like the guy that killed and ate the people up in
Hannibal Lecter, Silence of the Lambs.
I saw that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like shit like that. And of course, the color purple is my favorite movie. I saw a few movies.
Django? Is that what you said, or Django?
Oh hell yeah, Django movie. Django. I watch movies like that, and I'm pissed. And Shawshank Redemption. I love Shawshank because I'm pissed. I don't like Morgan Freeman because of that movie. He was so good. I haven't liked Morgan Freeman in 40 years until about a few years ago because every role I went out and played started with Glory.
You read for it?
Yeah, he got it. He got it.
Yeah.
And then it moved into Lean on Me.
Yep.
I could have played that role.
Sure.
Then he had Shawshank Redemption. And I could do his voice. I could have a great voice
Sure.
like that, And then Driving Miss Daisy really pissed me off because I'm from Atlanta, and I know way more about Atlanta than his ass does. But he's a good guy. I finally met him and did a movie with him. And
What movie did you do?
It was called Just Getting Started with he and
Oh, yeah.
and Tommy Lee Jones and
Las Vegas,
Oh
and they're
my
doing
God!
stuff?
It was-
Yeah.
We shot it in New Mexico, and they told him why I didn't like him.
And the other thing and plus you dress like Shaft. So, right?
Yeah.
Like Shaft's kind-hearted uncle.
And I got a problem. The first thing I ever said to Morgan Freeman was we were shooting a movie, and they were shooting over his shoulders toward us talking to him. And he said, "Wait a minute, I'm a star. I don't have to stand here at this time. I got to stand there, and I don't have to do it." And the first thing I ever said to Morgan Freeman, and with a room full of people, "Morgan Freeman, sit down and shut the fuck up." And half the room went crazy. The other half was scared as shit.
Uh-huh.
But it was so funny. He even laughed. He hit the table with that bad hand, with the glove.
Yep.
And we were friends from day one. And I love him. He's a great man. Just
Fantastic.
he talked
I
about
met
my
him
mama
once.
every day.
All right, great. So never seen anything, but he's stayed busy. He's traveling. He's on the plane. He's going to Australia. He's going to Ibiza. He's going to Munich. He's taking the
Well,
kids.
now it's Asia, like you said before.
Yeah.
And then when I left Las Vegas, I donated my time to the armed services. I went to every military base in the Pacific.
Wow. How many is that?
About 30.
Great.
And you wouldn't believe they're all cities. They're all
Yeah,
cities.
no, yeah, they have Subway. They have their
didn't know
own
that.
restaurants. They
Their
got
own restaurant.
KFCs.
The number one Chili's in the world is on
That's
the
so
military
funny.
base.
Yeah, and that's the thing I'll say about your act. Your act is very portable, meaning jokes are short. They're like you don't have to have a political opinion. You don't have to really know. You don't have to follow the news. You don't have to. You don't have to know what Star Wars is because you don't. You don't have to know Galactica. You don't have to know what. You just have to know like general knowledge.
Just living.
Yeah, and it's the longest joke's about 25 seconds.
Yeah. No, I'm doing better now. I've got
great.
stories now. I got stories now.
You're healed.
Yeah,
You're telling longer stories.
Yeah, and that's what I like about you guys. I wish I could do, but I'm from another generation,
Yeah.
So, but now I do have longer stories and longer bits, and
Great.
And I'm.
We're all praying for you.
But I tell you what, the young people are coming on board, and they're bringing their parents to my show. They've never seen their parents laugh, and that's what's good about it. To see the young hip hoppers and gangbangers coming to my show with their parents.
You're a genuinely hilarious person. All right, ageism, fear calls. What does that mean?
Well, the ageism thing is that I'm at the point where now sometimes they don't call you as much,
Right.
and you just think that whoa, and it happens to everybody, not just me.
Everybody.
I mean, Johnny Carson didn't just walk off to Tonight Show. Jay Leno didn't just walk off to Tonight Show.
Yeah.
When you get a certain age, they want you out of there. They
Yeah.
want you gone. And
When you were younger, did you? I feel like I know the answer, but did you care about older people in show business?
well, I loved everybody. Like I said, the first person I loved, I was a kid, and I loved Red Skelton and Red Fox.
Mm-hmm.
And all of my comedians at the time were older.
Can I ask you a Red Fox question real quick?
Yes.
Sir.
Yes, B.
Is the story about him firing the writers and bringing black writers on, is that a true story?
I don't know for sure, but I think it is the way he operates. Yes. He
Would you
insisted
mind
on certain things.
telling the story that we've all heard in show business?
Well, we know that they did not want Aunt Esther. NBC did not want Aunt Esther, and he demanded that Aunt Esther be on that show. And look what she turned out to be.
Yeah.
And I know he did a lot of drugs.
Yep.
And once we wrote the show and we taped it, and a lot of days he showed up so late because he was high and out of it.
But was he one of those guys that could crush it regardless, or was
Yes,
he?
that's what he did,
Yeah.
And that's what's cool. I like that too. I like that.
Well, that's this hoarding if you got the space. He hoarded cocaine,
Man, are you brilliant.
but he had the space. Kind of. I mean, like,
Exactly.
if you can do it and there are no victims per se, you could say, like, you're victimizing your children and grandchildren, but maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe they don't. Maybe it's better to not leave people money. No one ever said I was left $10 million, then I invented something.
You know there's always a problem when you do leave people money, especially family.
Oh, you're
I know a
going
lot
to
of
tear your family apart.
Dude, I see it every day now. People leave, and not a lot of money. My family just broke up. Part of my family just broke up because for no reason.
For
Just the
some,
house, just the money,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's like they're better off. It'll create factions regardless.
Right. So you're telling me now not to leave my kids anything?
Don't leave them. I mean, yeah.
No, tell me what to do. I ain't leaving them shit. That's
Great.
what I tell. People always worry about their kids. You ever
You're
hear people
saving your family.
Listen, you ever hear people talk about, I'm worried about the economy for my grandkids? Fuck them kids.
That's
Kids
how
don't
I
give a
feel.
shit about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And nobody knows exactly what they're talking. Kids gonna make it on their own. They're either gonna make it or not gonna make it.
Yeah, they've been making it on their own.
Huh? I'm worried
That's the
about my
whole
kids,
human
the
history, like
economy.
almost no. And also, people hate rich people. They want to leave. I want to create generational wealth so that my children and grandchildren are hated. Why do that to them? Why do that to them? Honestly,
That's amazing.
I'm with you.
Hey.
All right, so you feel ageism. Here, but my thing with you is you've always seemed old. I know that sounds like an insult.
Well, fuck you, Neal.
I know it's George. You're not hearing it. You always seemed like an uncle.
This is true because I started at 27th, and I've always been opinionated, and I've always been a leader.
Yeah, you
That's
look
what it's
at
about.
27, like your first headshot, and we'll flash it. You look 40.
Fuck you again,
Of
Neal.
course, I already got one fuck you, so why
Neal,
not?
fuck you.
Yeah, it's fine.
My first headshot, I already looked 40.
Might as well make it worth my
you,
while.
You don't have my first shot. You can't sit here and insult me like that in my face. Your first headshot, you looked 40.
Is it true? You look 38.
Fuck you, Neal. What's your last name?
Don't worry about it. No last names.
That comes with
it's like
ageism, too.
it's like
That comes-
Ibiza.
that
No
comes-
last names, George.
That's a good one right there.
Thank you.
No
Thank you very
last
much.
names Ibiza.
I remember the 70s. They'd all have sex with each other and they wouldn't exchange any information, but they would exchange viruses and immune deficiencies. Ageism. All right. So fear. You said fear calls. Is that you? What does that mean? You fear that you're going to get a bad call that someone else died, or you're
No. The fear is that was about being in show business also.
Yeah.
Going out on these calls and things like that.
Oh.
Not getting a minute, and because after you get on, nobody calls us. Thank you for having me today.
George Wallace, man? What are we talking
Yeah,
about?
but there's a lot of cases. We got some TV shows.
Yeah.
Well, he's old.
Yeah.
He's gone. Plus when you work a lot, like when I was in Las Vegas, out of sight, out of mind too. I must say that too. Like every time I come to Los Angeles, something happens. Every time I come to Los Angeles and go on that stage at the Laugh Factory, because I still do all three of them. Like Saturday,
Yeah.
I did the Comedy Store, the Improv, and the Laugh Factory.
Great.
Maybe I should be here more.
Why not?
I just did finish doing something with John Mulaney yesterday.
Oh, what did you do for his?
His TV show with
yeah.
the
Yeah.
Netflix, and today I'm with a young man like you. So people get to see me more. Maybe I should stay in town.
I don't
more.
know. You could do more. You are more. I would argue you're more beloved and in demand than you. But it's showbiz, so you have to constantly be banging the drum for yourself.
But I got to tell the truth, though. I forgot about this. As much as I do, I just did the last project that Norman Lear produced.
Great.
Me, Norman Lear, and Laverne Cox. Yeah, I should talk about this. I wanted to reboot Sanford and Son.
Okay.
I basically just wanted to hear.
Yeah.
I want to hear the music, and I went to him.
Quincy Jones apparently composed that in
Without a
30
doubt.
minutes, high on opium.
Probably.
That's what I've been told.
That's what you've been told.
Yes.
You know a lot because I listen to you, and you know a lot about a lot of people.
Well, I'd be thinking.
You should get a hat. But doing this one normally, I wanted to reboot Sanford and Son. He said, "Well, come up with a twist." So I went back and And I was talking with a friend of mine. A friend of mine has twin kids, and one was a boy and one was a girl, but the little boy never identified as a boy. And I said, it doesn't matter. You got to love that kid no matter what. And then the light bulb went up in my head. What if I had a kid, Sanford and Son, that was my son? And we actually wrote it up that, like, my mom died when I was 16. So my wife died when my son was 16. But my son's a little different. He goes to New York City to do his thing. Everybody leaves home for some reason. It could be child abuse, it could be drugs, several reasons. And some things I didn't know. The son went to New York City and did his thing and lived his life. And 27 years later, I get an email that says, Dad, I'm coming home. I freak out because I haven't seen my son in 27 years. And sure enough, I get a knock at the door. And most beautiful lady in the world is standing there. And I went to, lady, I don't know whether he's selling a watchtower or whatever. It's Avon, but I'm not buying it. Not a good time to be here. You should leave because my son is coming home. And she says to me, Dad, it's me. Dad, it's me. I said, lady, you got Dad, it's me.
Yeah.
And I see the eyes and I go, Desmond! My son has become my daughter.
Yeah.
And so what it's doing is teaching about love. And my daughter is Laverne Cox.
Yep.
So it's teaching me, educating me to learn how to let people live and be who they want to be.
Well, that's great. You've never been especially, you seem, Ibiza and all that, like you seem like you've been on the cutting edge of like everybody's everybody and it doesn't matter and whatever. Like,
I could care less.
Yeah.
I'm going to love you no matter who you are, what you are. And I'm most important thing is I'm happy.
Yeah.
And people, I'm single, but I'm happy with who I am.
Yeah.
A lot of things, people, in show business, are you over 40?
Yeah.
So, in show business, if you're over 40,
yeah.
Yeah. But you just happy with who you are. And then I got to the point, so you know what? I want to be like Jesus. Jesus wasn't married, but happy. I do everything I want to do. And life is good.
So yeah, ageism, you're good, man. When I hear people like you come talk about show business and go like, I'm not, it's like, fuck show business. Fuck it. You superseded it. You've gone direct to consumer.
Dude, if I die tomorrow, the world owes me nothing. And I'm still going on stage trying out new jokes and telling lies every night.
Yes.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
Now I've retired. I am 65 some years back, but I still get to go up on stage and do nothing.
Yes. It's like, that's what I'm hoping to get. For what?
Isn't that wonderful?
For money you don't need?
No.
There's no class above. You're not getting, you can get the jet with none of the responsibilities.
With none
of it.
You be thinking.
Yeah, none of the gas, none of the store, none of it.
Life is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are you proudest of?
I'm proud of me being who I am and doing what I want to do and taking care of my family, and I just do everything. I'm just so proud of life and giving back. Your purpose on earth is to give back and make other people happy, and it's just good. I'm happy to be here today in Los Angeles with you. I'm happy to just talking shit. Oh my God, that's what I'm proud of.
It's fantastic.
Being able to just
it's
talk
unbelievable.
Shit. Yeah.
You can't even. I've gone from the least grateful to the most grateful person in like.
What do you mean the least
3 years.
grateful?
I just wasn't grateful for any of it. I just was focused on like, and now I'm like, now I'm just focused on like, I can't believe how lucky I am. It's so much better.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's so much better.
You're in good shape, good spirit, and everything. That's cool.
You've got one of the most indelibly positive energies I've experienced in my life. I say that genuinely. And
it's true. I know
true.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be cocky.
I ain't cocky. Eddie Murphy told me it's okay to be cocky when you can back it up. Muhammad Ali taught me that when he says I'm the greatest of all time.
It's okay to hoard if you got the closet space.
Yeah.
His name is George Wallace. Follow him on social media. Go see him. He's one of the greats. Thank you.
And I always have to close with, I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it with your punk ass.